Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our innovation talk, Road to Decarbonization through Digital Powertrain. And today we have two very big leaders with us. Amit Chaturvedi, Director of Marketing, PP and FD Schneider Electric. And we have Kshitij Batra, SVP Power Product, International Hub Schneider Electric. So I'll give stage to you, sir, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kavita.
Thank you, Kavita.
Very good morning again to all of you, and welcome to Schneider booth. And as you all know, you see green all around, and which is in our logo. And Schneider has been leading the way in the industry in terms of sustainability, initiatives. And the theme for us for this year at Telekrama is also innovation for sustainability. And I'm sure you would have seen, or if you have still not taken a complete round of the booth, maybe you will see that what all innovations we have across product lines, across business units, which would make our installations much more sustainable, more efficient, and much more better. With this, I would like to set the context here, and I come to you, Kshitij. When we talk of sustainability, over the past few years, we have been hearing a lot about decarbonization. And this is something which has really caught up in the recent times, the past few years. What is the significance of decarbonization in current times? Why are we talking or discussing so much about it of late?
Great question. I hope I am audible. Super. Thank you. The significance of decarbonization is a very hot topic today. Let's start from very basic level, our day-to-day life. To start with one question that comes to my mind, very basic questions. When we wash one jeans, do we know how much water we consume? It's 7,000 liter. I could never think of this data point 2 years before. But now when the world is talking about decarbonization and sustainability, during my initial study, there were a lot of new insights, new awareness which has shocked me. And one of the data point was this. I was reading a bit more. I'm sure that all of us, there's nobody in this room who do not have a smartphone. Everybody in this room have a smartphone. In the world, there are 17 rare earth metals that are there. In one smartphone, do we know how many rare earth materials we consume? So out of 17, we consume 16 rare earth material in one smartphone. And imagine, most of us don't use the same smartphone more than 2 years. We just throw and buy a new smartphone in 2 years' time. And in India itself, in one country, in one nation, with 1.4 billion people, 80% of the people have a smartphones, and the average life of the smartphone is 2 years. With what speed we are consuming the rare earth material of the world. Now, having said this, this is one side of a picture. There is another side of a picture is that in several geographies, including in India, there is lack of availability of the reliable power. So we need to have the reliable accessibility to the power to more and more people. We can't assume a life when there is no power. Imagine the safety, the education, the health when there is no power. Having a power is a basic human right. So on one side, we have lack of availability or an access to of a reliable power, On the other side, there is a massive consumption that is happening. And for making this equation work, the solution lies only in electrification. Electrification is our best chance for decarbonization. And today, the rate at which we are growing or the consumption is increasing, if we continue to do nothing, then the temperature rise will lead to an extent of 6 to 8 degrees centigrade, which is absolutely impossible to bear. And obviously, there is a lot of awareness, there are a lot of thought leadership, governments are investing. You know about several initiatives of Government of India where we want to work on sustainability and decarbonization. While everybody is working, corporates are working, governments are working in some geographies, even there are mandatory requirements which are coming on decarbonization. The key question arises is whether these initiatives are sufficient. Answer is no way. Because with all these initiatives, while we will not lead to a temperature rise of 6 to 8 degrees centigrade, but that will lead to with whatever initiatives we are doing today, we are reducing the carbon emission by up to 4 GT. It's absolutely not sustainable. We can't work with just saving of 4 GT, saving of the carbon footprint, because this will lead to the temperature rise of 2.5 degrees centigrade. We must go to the massive carbon reduction up to the level of 2.5 times more than what we are presently doing, despite all initiatives from governments and the corporates. This 2.5 degrees centigrade increase in the temperature will lead to much more turmoil in the world. Many of you would have heard about temperature in Indian cities going as high as 45 degrees centigrade, which was never the case 2 years before. Many of you would have heard about the floods in the desert, Dubai having floods, and the infrastructure of the UAE is not designed. Nobody has thought of that the country which is built in the desert can ever have a flood. So infrastructure is not designed for making sure there is any plumbing or water cannot go out at all, leading to a massive floods. And if we do nothing, merely the present rate of government initiatives and the corporate initiatives, which will lead to 2.5 degrees centigrade increase in temperature, will lead to massive, much more massive change in the weather in time to come. Not only that, the several species will cease to exist in this universe. So all in all, we can't keep quiet. It's not Schneider problem. It's not your problem or my problem. It's a survival issue. All of us must contribute, and we need to cut down the trajectory to save carbon emission by 2.5 times minimum more every year, to make sure we are in the trajectory of 1.5 degrees centigrade increase in temperature. It's a question of survival. It's a severity that each one of us must realize it now. Else, I don't know how long we can continue with this consumption pattern and whether we can give the same quality of life to our next generation. So we owe this as a responsibility. Emergency is to act now.
Absolutely, Kshitij. In fact, 2024 was one of the hottest years, in the history in many of the places. we've had heat waves in geographies where heat waves were never heard of, or they were there maybe, a couple of decades ago. There was one stretch of a heat wave. So, I mean, these sort of adverse climatic changes are happening, and it's all due to, I mean, on one hand, we are progressing as a species, as a community globally with, large scale urbanization, but exactly as you have put it in a lot of detail, that the flip side of it is it's creating a lot of stress on the environment. And when it comes to carbon emissions, if you look at the greenhouse gases, the CO2 emissions are contributing to 75% of the overall greenhouse emissions that we have globally. And out of that, 80% of that is attributable to energy related emissions. And we are in that field. And in fact, any industrial activity or urbanization activity, or even the AI, which is, in turn putting in place a lot of high computational power and energy guzzling setups, uh, in turn lead to more and more carbon emissions. So it's a collective responsibility for all of us to see how we optimally utilize those energies and how we can reduce and how we can use better sources, cleaner sources, and of course the materials that we use in our products are also much more environment friendly. So with this, Kshitij, let me move to the next part. I think it's a very compelling reason that we have to decarbonize. But at Schneider, we call it a digital powertrain, which is right from the grid all the way down to the plug, which helps us in this initiative. So would you like us to tell more about what exactly is digital powertrain?
A good question, Amit. So, when we looked at the world and the situation of decarbonization, uh, our intelligent group of the colleagues, we deliberated a lot, and uh, in fact, we were totally convinced that we owe the responsibility to contribute our bit. We can't. It's not that. It's any one person responsibility, and we have to be massively contributing in solving this dilemma of decarbonization. On the other side, we strongly believe that access to a reliable energy is a basic human right, and we must provide this basic human right to every individual, even in tier 3, tier 4, or villages, and to every human across the globe, and definitely in India too. So, on one side, we want to make sure access to energy is to everybody, and on the other side, we want to contribute on the decarbonization journey also. Hence, with lot of deliberation, uh, we are super clear that solution lies in energy, and by that what we mean is, on one side, we want to contribute massively on electrification everywhere, and hence we are contributing on electrical vehicles, and there are several other initiatives where we are enabling on electrification. That's a separate topic. On the other side, while we are contributing heavily on electrification, uh, in order to balance this equation of sustainability, we believe the solution lies in digitization. So on one side, we have to keep ramping up on electrification. On the other side, we need to make sure each equipment, each system, each architecture, uh, each salesperson, each partner, and hence each customer realize the importance of digitization. With that, we come up with an architecture of digital powertrain, whereby uh, We make sure that our systems are extremely digitized through data for several purposes, for predictive analysis, for trend analysis, making sure energy is utilized in the best possible manner, and hence contributes uh, to the sustainability element. This is on one side. On the other side, also at the generation side, while we are not in the generation side, but digitization also helps in managing different sources of energy, and hence enabling uh, the non-fossil fuel based sources become well synchronized with the fossil fuel only to an extent it is required to be utilized. So all in all, we as Schneider believe, being a company who is not in the generation side on one end, on the other end we are not in the utilization side, we are in between generation and utilization. The best proposition from Schneider side is to work on digital powertrain, and hence each product, be it a final distribution level. My colleague Sumati is here, who leads the H&D business. She has come up with several initiatives like Wiser. Then we have again my colleague Danny Maran is here, leading final distribution from the division side, or H&D business from the division side. We have a communicable MCBs which gets connected as a part of a powertrain, and even in the power product we have digital switchboard from the LV side and even in MB side. So right from the switch to the grid, our equipments are at a product level, at a system level, at an architecture level, have a digital capability inbuilt as a part of a product standalone, or when it works with respect to each other, enabling several types of predictive and preventive analysis and leading to an efficiency and hence digitization. The digital powertrain or digital switchboard is not for business. It's not for the unique proposition what Schneider offers. Digital switchboard is our initiative to build more sustainable world, to make sure we fulfill our responsibility and hence contribute in decarbonization story. Business and the unique proposition is a byproduct of it. We can't do it alone. We need help of all our customer to leverage digital switchboard as our bit in this industry and use digital switchboard. Amit.
Thank you so much, Kshitij, for giving us an insight on the digital switchboard. And I'm sure when we talk about digital switchboard, it's the layer one, which is the connected devices, and then you have the next level of layer, which is edge control, and then you have the L3, which is on the cloud. And the true benefit comes when you get actionable insights for our customers in terms of digitizing the products, and then getting those data and making meaningful sense out of it, and telling them back, hey, you could have done it differently, or this is an area where you are probably not operating your systems to the optimal capacity or in the optimal manner. Uh, so, would you like to talk a bit about that, and maybe how the software part is, helping us? I can just recall one example of a large pharmaceutical company in central India who deployed this along with our EcoStructure Energy Hub, and they realized their ROI. I mean, in terms of savings, they in the first year they saved 20% of what they were spending on their energy earlier, and it's a large pharmaceutical company, so multiple locations. So you can just imagine the type of savings. So, would you like to give some more insights on what type of analytics these, the L1 layer along with L2 and L3 combined with software can bring out?
Uh, Great point, Amit. At times, I think, is it really worth to even talk about the savings what uh, digital powertrain or digital switchboard can provide? Uh, do we have even option here? Can we survive not doing or not using a digital switchboard? So, is it a relevant financial analysis at all? Do we have a choice? What we will do by saving if the world doesn't exist? So I'm not a big fan of uh, even doing a financial analysis when there is no choice. Uh, to me, it's more about survival. To me, it's about responsibility. Uh, it's more about the generation, what we owe to the generations to come. Uh, so uh, I would not go into the direction of the financial leverage or the financial benefit, but the dream here is, or the aspiration here is, how each one of us can contribute our bit here. And the main vision or the purpose here is, can we make sure each person in Schneider Electric, each partner in Schneider Electric, each customer in Schneider Electric, make sure that we not merely leverage electrical energy for protection and switching, but it's all about making sure all protecting devices, all switching devices, all monitoring and control devices are connected with the sensors, gateways, and software, and contributing it to our bit of digitization and hence decarbonization.
Thank you, Kshitij. With that point on digitization, let me come back to our core, which is the core electromechanical aspect and the arc quenching and circuit interruption. Uh, on the medium voltage side, we have been moving away from SF6 based, circuit interruption to more to pure air. On the low voltage side, what type of innovations you see in terms of the core, whether it's a new type of a switchboard or something which helps us in less carbon footprint?
Yeah. Thank you, Amit. It makes so there are several. I will name few, but that the list is not going to be extensive. In the interest of time, I need to talk less. Looks like. Um so to start with, the first thing we decided is connectivity and digitization is no more the luxury. Hence, every existing offer and the new offer, we are making sure the connectivity is a part of it, either integrated or upgraded with an accessories modularity. So we always say that um, data is new oil. So this is the first thing, that in principle, in vision, every device that we have some part, some aspect of connectivity. That's one we have done, and with this we have come up with even the new breaker that we are going to launch in second half today. I have my colleague launch leader sitting here. Um, so I'm not going to tell the name of a breaker. We'll unveil in the second half today. I will encourage each one of you to see that the another breaker that we are going to launch today in the second half, or maybe after 1 hour, looks like to me. So that new breaker also will be having a modular connectivity options from V1 to V4. Depending on to what extent you want to fulfill your responsibility, you can do the connectivity element of it. Um, then another topic was on, we have a enclosure. We have come up with uh, block set, which is a lean block set. Thereby, uh, we are using a bus bar or a copper. To an extent, it is required to perform the functionality without compromising on the functionality and the performance. How we can optimize the design, and that's all about the lean block set. That's another element. And there are several more which I thought I would encourage people to go around the stall and look at it.
Yeah, then that's a great perspective, Kshitij, and I'm sure people would love looking at Blockset Lean, which reduces the carbon footprint by the core, technology deployment with a unique busbar disposition in the panel itself. And with this, I would bring the discussion to an end. And I encourage people to take a look around at the stall and see all these innovations that lead the way towards a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. Have a wonderful time and have a good time in Lakrama. Bye bye.